Because it's on video, in archived broadcasts, and in Daystar's own legacy stewardship donor materials. Joni Lamb personally and repeatedly told viewers to name Daystar in their wills, to treat giving to the network as an act of faith, to trust that their sacrifice would be honored. Now here's the part that isn't confirmed anywhere. Not in Trinity Foundation's reporting, not in the Roy's report, not in any public filing, because Daystar holds church status and is not legally required to file the disclosure document, the Form 990, that would show it. What did Joni Lamb give back? Not her salary, not what the ministry paid her, what she personally donated out of her own pocket to the causes and the network she asked everyone else to fund for 40 years. You have spent years asking strangers, retirees, working families, people on fixed incomes, to give to Daystar. Your mother did the same thing from that same desk for decades. Put Daystar in your will. Sow your seed. Trust God with your finances. So here's a simple question. Not a gotcha, not a rumor. A simple, fair, public question that any donor has the right to ask of any ministry. How much did Joni Lamb personally give to Daystar? From her own money, her own...
Known that Daystar TV president Joni Lamb lives a life of great wealth and luxury. But last month, the Trinity Foundation reported that Lamb owns 6 residential properties in 3 states, worth about $11 million, revealing just how wealthy the Christian TV mogul is. Now, the Roy's report has confirmed that Lamb owns a 7th home in a 4th state, bringing the worth of her real estate holdings acquired through Christian ministry to $11.7 million. Joni's $2.9 million home in Colleyville, Texas. Joni's main residence is a $2.9 million home in Colleyville, Texas. The 7,358 square foot home boasts 5 bedrooms and 5 baths. It sits on more than 2 acres and includes an in-ground pool and spa. An affidavit Trinity Foundation shared with TRR shows that Joni and her late husband Marcus Lamb owned the home in 2012. A 2025 warranty deed granting Joni property from Marcus's probate estate lists the Colleyville home as Joni's mailing address. Joni's $3.9 million home under construction in Colleyville, Texas. In March 2022, Joni purchased a 2-acre lot in a gated community in Colleyville with numerous multi-million-dollar homes, according to a warranty deed Trinity Foundation gave to TRR. According to Redfin, the initial property was worth $1.5 million. However, architectural plans filed for a Colleyville building permit show the planned new home on the property will be 9,738 square feet and valued around $3.9 million. Pictures obtained by TRR show much of the exterior of the home is completed, though construction is not done. The tax assessment notice provided by the Trinity Foundation shows the 2,108 square foot home has 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Redfin estimates the home in a beautiful gated community with designer finishes is worth $364,606. Joni's sister and brother-in-law live in the home, Joni's son Jonathan Lamb told TRR. Joni's $259,000 home in Taylors, South Carolina. A 2024 tax document shows that Equivest Financial LLC, in the care of Marcus Lamb, owns a modest home in Taylors, South Carolina. The 1,404 square foot home has 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. According to Redfin, the home was initially bought in 1982 and is worth $259,239. It was listed for rent in June 2024 for $1,695 a month.
Assets, compared to what she asked everyone else to give. Because right now, nobody knows. And that silence is the story we're going to sit inside of for the next few minutes. This script draws only on claims already documented in prior reporting. Trinity Foundation, the Roy's report, public property records, Daystar's own on-air appeals. Anything not independently confirmed is flagged as alleged or unverified in the script itself, including the inheritance grooming characterization, and any claim about what specific individuals knew or intended. I have not invented a dollar figure for what Joni Lamb personally gave to Daystar from her own assets, because no such figure has been publicly disclosed. The script poses that as the open question it is, a direct challenge to Rachel Lamb to produce the number, not a claim that a number exists and is being hidden. Rachel Lamb Brown, you have a microphone every single day. You have a title, Director of Communications. Your literal job is to talk to the public on behalf of this network. So let's talk. It's the widow's mite. Jesus is sitting near the temple treasury, watching people give. The wealthy are dropping in large sums, and then a poor widow comes and puts in 2 small coins. And Jesus tells his disciples that she gave more than all the rest, because they gave out of their abundance, but she, out of her poverty, put in everything she had to live on. You stayed. That's a fact. And I want to say clearly, staying is not, by itself, evidence of wrongdoing. People stay with their families and their institutions for all kinds of reasons. Love, loyalty, genuine belief that the other side is wrong. I am not telling you what was in your heart. I can't know that, and neither can anyone else making YouTube videos about this. What I can tell you is what's on the record, and let you draw your own conclusions. What's on the record is this. While your mother was restructuring her estate in her final year, selling homes, moving properties into a trust, selling the jet, the legacy stewardship donor appeals kept running. The ones that told everyday people to plan their own estates around giving to Daystar. Those 2 things were happening at the exact same time, under the same roof, and you were the person whose job it was to manage what the public heard about this network during that period. Everyone else to fund for 40 years. That number does not exist publicly. I want to be careful here because precision matters more than outrage. I am not telling you the number is small. I am not telling you it's 0. I am telling you it does not exist anywhere you or I can check it. And a woman who spent 4 decades asking other people to open their checkbooks owes her own donors that same transparency. That's not an accusation. That's a standard. The same standard she held everyone else to. Not trust me. Not I heard from heaven. I don't care what you think. Which, for context, is a real quote from a different prosperity preacher defending a multi-million-dollar mansion. And it's the same posture, the same refusal to be questioned that shows up whenever leadership in this world gets confronted with a financial question it doesn't want to answer. Above reproach means a leader's finances should be able to survive exactly the kind of question we're asking tonight without flinching, without a lawyer's letter, without a Facebook post accusing the questioner of being bitter or unforgiving. It means the answer should already be available, because a person with nothing to hide doesn't need to be asked twice. If the widow's mite is the standard, and Jesus said it is, then the question isn't how much money moved through this ministry. It's what the giving cost the people at the top compared to what it cost the people writing checks from Social Security. Right now, we can answer that question for the donor named Bonita, whose story has already been documented in prior reporting on this trust. We cannot answer it for Joni Lamb because the number was never made public. That gap is the entire point of this episode. 1 Timothy 3 lays out the qualifications for anyone entrusted with leading God's people, and the very first standard listed is this: above reproach. Sit with that for a second, because it's not primarily a story about generosity. It's a story about how God measures a gift, not the size of it, the cost of it to the person giving it. Now hold that measure up against what we actually know here. We know Daystar's donor base includes people living on fixed incomes, retirees, elderly viewers, people who wrote monthly checks out of Social Security income because a woman on their television screen told them it mattered to God. We know Joni Lamb's household compensation was 7 figures a year. We don't know what she personally gave back because that number was never published.